it's Chloe and we're back with another video. This is Love and Marriage DC. Look, I don't care what y'all say. Y'all can like Winter, y'all cannot like Winter. All I got to say is give her a peach. I know this is not the Housewives, baby, or the franchise at all, but give her the equivalent to a peach, because baby girl is carrying the show, okay? Every episode, and there's only been 2 so far, every time Winter steps into the building, baby, is something happening. It's something going on. Everyone starts talking. And just for that, I can appreciate it, okay? Because we ain't got that much to talk about in this episode, so while we at it, let's just get at it, okay? Monique and Ashley meet up for lunch, okay? They sit down and start talking. Monique wants to talk about how, she's going on 10 years in marriage, and, she's starting to feel like she's not being heard in this relationship. She wants more from Chris. She wants more support. Ashley is in the same boat. They're basically on this venture to do their own thing, become their own woman, not just be in the shadows of their husbands, which is completely understandable, okay? They appreciate what their husbands have done, but it's time for them to shine. My only concern is when it comes to Monique, I feel like she's making issues out of nothing. Through this whole episode, and we'll get into it, I don't feel like Chris isn't being supportive of her at all. She has a TV show, she has her books, the candles and all types of stuff that the girl do. And I feel like someone got to be supporting you, sis. It doesn't give me Chris isn't being supportive. So I just want her to tread lightly with making problems out of nothing for TV. Just my opinion, okay? When they were sitting there talking, she was telling her about her vegan dinner that's coming up and how she don't eat meat no more and bacon don't do it for her. I'm like, bacon don't do it for you, sis. I could smell bacon from miles away, and I'll go, where's the bacon? Where's the bacon, okay? They start talking about the fact whether or not they want to have more kids. Monique was like, well, if I ain't hop off fast enough, who knows, child? Because the only meat she having is her husband's now, okay? Ashley says, true, we do the pull-out method. I take chances over here. I say that's basically what marriage is. It's about taking chances, baby. It's about taking chances. Unless you get, unless you want some type of birth control or whatever, but in this day and age, I'm gonna just take my chances. What God has for me, it is for me. Who am I to tell him or interfere? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, okay? So Quick is at his office and he is with John, okay? John is his assistant, his best friend, his homie. Ever since his father died, John said he gonna have his back, okay? The dude that they meet with, they setting up gigs, they setting up shows, but he's already booked and busy, okay? He got a lot going on, okay? John said, I don't want you to work yourself into exhaustion anymore. I have to look out for you because you won't look out for yourself, okay? And I definitely don't want to deal with your wife because when she find out that you got all these gigs, she ain't gonna be happy, okay? So he's just trying to reel him back in because he's been hospitalized from overworking himself. So now I understand why Ashley is so concerned about him just doing too much, because I will feel the same way if my husband would end up in a hospital from working nonstop or, on an IV because he's exhausted. I would be in my feelings too whenever he decide he want to pick up 15 gigs in 3 days. Like, baby, I understand you want to make this money, and now I can see where she's coming from when she says I want to be able to, support us if I need to. So he don't have to do so much. She's trying to take some of it off of his plate, okay? And I can respect that as a woman. And I'm sure he should respect that as a man who picked his wife. You know what I mean? Y'all know what I mean, okay? Monique co-hosts a morning show. So she's going back to meet with them because they want to, work with her. They have other people that they're interested in, but she was a really good guest. They want to see how this is going to work. Is she going to be able to commit, okay? She says, look, just tell me what I got to do. Tell me where I got to be, and I can make everything else fall in place, okay? They were concerned that, first of all, you got to be here like 5 in the morning, sis. You going to be able to do that? You're going to be able to do that. And then on top of that, we know you come from the Housewives of Potomac or that other show. So we don't need the drama. Are you going to bring any of that drama over here? Because I don't need the girls fighting up in a, radio station. Monique said that she'll handle the drama. And I was like, I don't know if that was good or bad. The way she said it sounded like if the drama come to me, I'm going to handle it. And I was like, maybe she meant handle it before she get there so it don't get there. I don't know. But the way I took it was a little aggressive, a little assertive, okay? She's just more concerned about how Chris would feel about having to take care of the kids in the morning and things like that because she'll have to be out so early. So here's my thing, and I'm going to jump around a little bit because when they were sitting down and she was talking to him about, being there at 5 in the morning and getting the job, Chris was like, Okay, I'll support you. Like, I'm here. I get the kids ready sometimes and everything like that too. This is what I mean by I hope she is not creating drama out of nothing. Like, it doesn't seem like Chris will have a problem getting up to take care of them kids. And if y'all got as much money as y'all got, hire someone to come from 5 to 8. Cook the breakfast, get the kids and the book bags off to school, and then you go ahead and go about your business. I don't understand why we're making this a big thing. Like, I feel like with Monique, she tries to make things. Like, girl, no. I wouldn't, don't push Chris to the edge. Just don't. And I feel like she's going to do it. Don't play with your marriage for TV. Do not play with your marriage for TV, girl. Don't. Because then you're going to be like them women from that other show. Okay? So now Chris want to go meet with Kevin because he's trying to figure out what's Kevin's side of the story. Okay? So Kevin comes up in there. Kevin's a weird looking man. I'm not going to hold you, okay? Kevin tries to say that it first started out when they said that he was stealing money to take his kids ice skating. And he said, I ain't never take my kids ice skating, yet alone take the money to take them ice skating. And then he said that was just the start, because then they started saying that he was stealing more money and more money and more money and more money. And I was sitting here trying to figure out, like, if everybody is saying that you was stealing all the money and you saying you not stealing all the money, then where is the money if you was the one who had access to the money? Just my questions. This is just the questions that I have, okay? He's talking about how he got served with the divorce papers, and she made it very clear, like, I don't have time for this, sign these papers so we could go on about this divorce, okay? But he loves her. He loves her. He want to get back with her. Even his kids want to talk to her. And he was like, I even told her, like, you don't have to deal with me, but at least talk to the kids. She don't want nothing to do with none of it. Him or the kids or the mama in the basement. Okay? But I will tell you, something about his story is just not adding up to me. And we're going to have to watch this very close. Very, very close. Because it's giving he may be the winter swindler. It's giving that. I might have to believe it. But baby, we got time. We got time before we got to make a decision. But from the story, we went from we going ice skating to we taking $1,500 here, $1,500 here, and money going missing. So who got the money? Who got the money? Now my question is he taking the money and making it seem like he had more than what he had to get Winter? And that ain't the case. And now it's backfiring on him? What's happening, Kevin? What's happening? We need answers. We need answers, okay? So Jamie, Quick, and Neil meet up, have a boys' night out, talk, So basically, y'all, I don't know what was going on in this conversation, but it seems like Silver and Jamie be doing shows, okay? He do his shows, and they be battling each other, but then they meet at the end, to come together, okay? So, Quick say he gonna give it to him. He said, you ain't gonna do nothing, boy, I'll whip you. Something about throw homie a bone. I don't know. And I'm not gonna act like I do. I'm not gonna act like I do. So we just gonna bypass that conversation. But what we is gonna discuss is the fact that, Quick asked him how was Irena gonna feel about him going back into the nightlife. And I was like, yeah, how Irena gonna feel about you going back into the nightlife? Especially because apparently you was out here doing things that you wasn't supposed to be doing, like liking the girls' pictures on Instagrams, or what perceives to be cheating. According to your wife, it was perceived to be cheating. She ain't got no physical proof, but it was perceived. Child, y'all in the perception of it all. It's cheating if it's cheating, okay? If you think it's cheating, then it's cheating, okay? Clear definition, talking to the girl, cheating. Clear definition, texting the girl, cheating. Clear definition, going out with a girl, cheating. Child, the nightlife don't make you go cheat. You want to cheat. Makes you cheat. I don't understand it all. But I got a good feeling that he didn't tell her yet, because she don't seem to know. We'll be talking about it. But baby, when he does tell her, I'll be sitting right front row center waiting for it, because y'all know I'm here for all the mess, okay? All the mess. So when Monique and Chris start talking, I already mentioned the fact that they talked about, her getting up for, 5 o'clock in the morning to go to the radio station, and she want the job, and she gonna get the job because ain't nobody better, okay? Chris talks about his conversation with Kevin and how he feels like Winter need to give him a chance because he really, really loves her. And Monique like, look, he swindled you too. Like, boy, Winter is not a liar. Of course he gonna want her back. She's a great woman. She's a great catch. I was like, you giving her a lot of credit, Monique, okay? You giving her a lot of credit. But I don't see it for Kevin either. So we gonna have to see how this play out, okay? So Quick and Ashley decide that they gonna stop to get some food before they go to the vegan party because he don't eat vegan food. Well, he wants some real meat, okay? They go to the little place that has some shrimp and stuff like that, and she eating a cucumber. He trying to feed her the shrimp, and she was like, I got a cucumber in my mouth. I got a cucumber in my mouth. And he was like, well, we put something else in your mouth afterwards. She was like, what? The shrimp? I said, ooh. Girl, don't tell us your man's business. We ain't want to know. We did not want to know, okay? So, she's just basically saying that she's happy that they get a little bit of time to talk because, you know, they're always around the kids and things like that. He then tells her that he got 15 gigs booked. She's like, here we go again. Like, you do this all the time. You work yourself down to the bone. And then you have to wait for me to tell you you need to stop, for you to stop, get yourself together. And then you go do the same thing. Like, I'm tired of going back and forth through this cycle, through this cycle, through this cycle. She's telling him, like, I want to be able to support us if I need to. But I won't be able to get my stuff off the ground if you're always out here overworking yourself and not letting me be your support, not letting me be your partner, not letting me take on some of this slack, okay? And I just really like the dynamic because you could tell that she really loves him and she really cares for him. And I feel the same way. I feel he feels the same way about her. And I feel like they really hold each other down. If he can just, like, you know, let this girl become the woman that she's trying to become, and just not being his shadow, he will learn to appreciate his wife being a boss, okay? And I can actually see them, you know, working out whatever problems that they have before they become big problems. I just hope that these couples and these marriages do not get to the point where they feel like they have to create drama for TV, because at the end of the day, the check is not worth your love, your marriage, your foundation, your kids, and all that good stuff, okay? So I hope they're not playing with fire, but it's giving me that some of these couples is going to be out here playing with fire. And for what? TV? Child, the check better be good. Carlos, I hope you paying them real good. Because I can already see that we trying to make stuff out of nothing, okay? Now it's time for the dinner at Monique's house. Everybody came in looking good, looked like they was smelling good, okay? Monique tell them, like, it's vegan food. They like, ain't no meat. We can't order no food. Like, what's happening? Arena said, I don't eat vegan food. I said, sis about to be hungry, child. They got Uber Eats where Monique live, because it's given they probably don't. She should have went with Ashley and Quick when they went to go get some food. That's what they should have did. They should have got them something early. They knew it was going to be a vegan dinner. Why they thought they was going to have some meat? I guess you would think, like, I know it's a vegan dinner, but maybe they have some chicken or something on the side, you know, something. I guess she just going to be eating some salad and some croutons. Who knows, child? Who knows? They sit down at the table. Monique starts talking about how, you know, she's taking her kids and her family. They're going to Africa. They're going to go see the giraffes. They're going to be doing all of this. So Arena was over there like, oh my God, you're going to do the giraffes? I want to go too. And Jamie was like, shh. I was like, that wasn't nice. Why you do that to her? Why she can't be excited about going to see the giraffes in Africa? Why would you hush her like that? Why did you do that? Like, what was the point? Winston was in the confessional like, he was not even that drunk. And I was like, no, he wasn't, sis, but you don't got the right to talk. You just sit there and be quiet, Winston. You just sit there and be quiet. We're not gonna talk about you and all your stuff going on. We is, but not now. Okay, but not now. So then they started talking about COVID, and she's like, I'm not scared of COVID. Like, you know, she had COVID. Everybody had COVID. I had COVID, child. If you ain't get COVID by now, you're about to get it. And hopefully you're vaccinated and it won't be as bad, okay? So when she starts talking about how when she had COVID, she was up in a room and they wasn't coming to bring her no food, no water. And Chris was getting upset because Chris was like, what? No, like, don't even do that. Don't do that. That's not what happened. Don't do that. She's like, no, but you need to know because you're going to try to make it seem like it's something. He was like, no, let me say what I gotta say. Let me say what I got. She's like, go ahead. And he was like, okay, well then hush. And I was like, what is happening? Why is he shushing her? And why is he hushing her? What is going on? Why do we feel like we need to silence our wives? Why do we feel like we need to tell them to be quiet when they talking? Granted, Monique was getting on my nerve because sis, you know you was wrong because you was trying to throw him under the bus, okay? He said that Normally, she likes to get her sleep, so he figured she was sleeping. When she told him that, she needed him to be more attentive to her, he was like, okay, good. Text me when you need something. I'll bring it to you, this, that, and the other. So he was doing that. She's like, I was about to say all of that. He was like, well, then that's what you should have said. And I was like, she was never about to say that. She was literally making it seem like they wasn't taking care of her. He wasn't being attentive to her. That's why Chris was like, roll the tape back. Roll the tape back. And what they do, they rolled the tape back. And she was saying exactly what she was saying. So for her to try to make it seem like she was about to switch it up at the end, no, it wasn't. It wasn't going in, Monique, because you was really about to try to throw him under the bus. This is what I meant when I said, don't create problems where there are no problems. Because just by her doing that, it caused Chris to react. And now they sitting there arguing at the table. Then she apologized. He apologized. They kiss and make up. And she's like, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. He's like, but it's real, though. It's real, though. And I'm sitting here like, don't ruin your marriage for TV. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't, okay? Because that's what it's giving with a lot of the situations between Monique and Chris. I feel like they're forcing issues for no reason. Like, we get it. You're going on 10 years. We get it. Marriage is not perfect. But why are we making scenes at the dinner table and then just kissing and making up like nothing ever happened? It was very strange. It was very odd. It was very weird, okay? They start talking to Arena because Monique said, I felt like when we was asking questions, like I just had sex, but I didn't have my big O, like I needed my big O. So they start talking about, how did they get through these years? And she was like, marriage is a lot of hard work. It's a lot of ups and downs. It's a lot of BS. And, he was like, yeah, she had to deal with a lot of my BS. And, but we got through it. So now they just want to be nosy. So what was the BS? And I'm like, why does the BS matter? Do you want to compare their BS to your BS to see if you can get through your BS like they got through their BS? Absolutely no. Absolutely no. Whatever they went through, obviously they not trying to tell y'all what it was that they've been through because it's nobody's business. But when they opened up but when they brought it up, she started talking about, it seemed like he was cheating. But she don't want to believe it because she never caught him cheating. And I was like, what in the heck is going on? So your marriage is based off the fact that you never caught him cheating? You may have felt he was cheating. You may have saw a quick text message here and there. But because you never actually called him in the act of cheating, it wasn't cheating. Girl, don't give out no marriage advice to nobody. Because it sounds like let that man cheat in peace. That's what the marriage advice is sounding like. Okay? Jamie in the confessional like, we already been through what we've been through. We sealed it up, locked it up, and left it where it's at. Do not reopen it. Be quiet about it. I was like, that probably should have been the time he should have been like, hush, okay? Not when she was happy about the giraffes. Not when she was happy about the giraffes or whatever, So then Winston starts talking about her ex and how he was supposed to be stealing money from, the business partners and everybody that he was working with, and they was all pulling out, okay? And that he had moved out and went home to live and went back home with his parents, okay? And Monique was like, I told you he was living in his mama basement. And I was like, not the mama basement, okay? She says that they haven't been together for 6 months. So Ashley was like, so how long did you know him before y'all got married? She was like, for like almost a year. And she was like, and you didn't know that he was living in his mama basement? She was like, that's what I'm saying. He was coming in with all the lies. Like, I'm a relationship coach. So I know, and I asked the right questions, and I had my family talk to him and interrogate him, and I knew all of this. But it's one thing to come into a marriage just lying, okay? It's a difference between living in a basement and then living in your mama's basement. And I was like, then baby, you didn't ask all the right questions, Winter. Okay? Arena was sitting, so Ashley was like, hold up. So you married a man, you ain't even know where he was living, and you supposed to be a relationship coach? Like, girl, what? I was like, exactly. And y'all already know Ashley don't see it for Winter because she already feels like Winter feels like she's better than everybody. And I can see why they would feel like that because Winter got a lot of slick side comments coming out her mouth to be going through everything she going through. Girl, you need to humble yourself at this point, okay? Because you already on your second marriage and he seemed to be the Winter swindler out here taking people's money and whatnot and, catfishing you and lying about that he lived in a basement apartment when it's basically just his mama's house. He got a room in his mama's house. He's in the room he grew up in. He's still home. You could say it's in the basement or wherever you want to say it, but the man lives at home with his mama. Period. Like, we're not going to sugarcoat and make it seem like, oh, he got a basement apartment. He lived with his mama. And you should feel stupid for marrying a man and you don't even know where he lives, who he lives with. but you're the relationship coach. You all better stop paying y'all money to these people, these relationship coaches and experts, and they out here just getting scammed themselves, okay? Picking the wrong men themselves, getting cheated on and lied to and everything, not asking the right questions. Like, girl, you can ask a question, I can give you an answer. Whether it's the truth or not, I still gave you an answer to your question. You just gullible enough to marry a man, and you don't even know where he lives. Child, y'all better stop playing with me. Y'all better stop playing with me. But there's a continuation to this dinner. And it's going to be next week. So let's sit back and just see what's going to happen and what's going to unfold. Because baby, Kevin is coming to dinner. That's what they need to name this. Kevin is coming to dinner. And it's going to be good. Because Winter, you can't be looking down on people when you got all this stuff going on. And I hope these people not playing with their marriages for TV. Because baby, we going to watch it. But they gonna feel it, period. And that's Love and Marriage DC. I hope y'all like this review. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.